Hi, I'm going to talk to you about the outer forearm low block and the low knife hand block. Both blocks are fairly similar. They do have slightly different starting positions. They also, of course, have slightly different finishing positions, not including the knife hand itself. So for the outer forearm low block, crossing of the hands, back to back, you're going to start about shoulder height on the opposite side to where you're going to block, somewhere around the shoulder line and shoulder height. Execution of the block, when you're complete, is going to have a 25-degree bend in the elbow. Now, to see the difference between that block and the low knife hand block, crossing is the same, but you're going to start lower, somewhere closer to floating rib height. When you finish the block, the low knife hand block ends up with a little bit straighter arm. It's not totally straight, there's about a 15-degree bend. Purpose behind a knife hand, generally speaking, is that you're trying to either block and attack, but your ultimate goal is to break. Whereas the forearm type blocks are more for deflection, knocking things to the side or off target. So anytime somebody's doing a knife hand, whether it's a block or an attack, it's a little bit more vicious. They're definitely trying to create breakage. So again, shoulder height on the shoulder line, opposite to where you're going to go for the outer forearm low block, 25-degree bend in the elbow when you're complete. The low knife hand block starts about floating rib height, also on the opposite shoulder line. When it's complete, 15-degree bend instead of 25. The completed techniques are going to end up with the tools on the chest line. So the knife hand block on the chest line and the forearm also on the chest line. Now, if you notice, the bending of the arm to 25 degrees is going to bring that tool into line with the chest line. And the knife hand, when you open it up to 15 degrees, that puts it on the line as well. Now keep in mind, you're not protecting below the belt, down here by the thighs or the groin area. You're protecting the lower abdomen for both of those techniques. A lot of times people make a mistake by blocking in too close, and that drops very low, but this is too close to your body. Even if you're succeeding in blocking, they're succeeding in striking you at the same time. So the block would be ineffective. You need to make sure that you're blocking out further from you before that attacking foot or hand or whatever gets to you. So it has to be about belt height for the technique when you finish. And remember, both tools will end up on the chest line. Whenever you're doing a outer forearm low block or a low knife hand block, you have to watch out for the elbow rotation. A lot of people tend to block and they have the elbow rotated up. What that's going to do, well, the block may be successful, but it allows, if you tighten this up for me, Brian, the bad guy can now, because that elbow is forward, can really get a good arm lock going. Whereas if you roll it back, tighten it up again, now I can't turn that arm underneath quite as easily. So the rotation of the elbow is very important. You want to keep it, if you bend your arm, you want to keep the elbow pointed down as opposed to up or out to the outside for those low blocks.